Hey guys, it's RodimusPrimal. I am back with another video, and today we got a tidal wave worth of Transformers news coming out of Singapore with some pretty amazing looking Transformers with the new Legacy Commander class of Tidal Wave. And on top of that, for the Origins version of G1 Transformers, we are getting a Cybertron mode Wheeljack. I am so excited to talk about that and much more. So without further ado, let's sit back, relax, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and let's transform and roll out. So before I begin, I do want to thank each and every one of you who continues to support my channel through Patreon and via channel memberships or what have you. I do have a Toyhax code for you guys for the rest of December is Primal Xmas 23, which will get you 15% off. And if you use my affiliate links for Amazon or Entertainment Earth, that also helps out the channel. That being said, I want to apologize for so many of you who have been my continued supporters and watchers, for I have not been able to get much as far as Transformers retrospectives and discussions and what have you, being that Beachcomber was the last video for my retrospectives that I put out. And I wanted to address this right away because I need more of you guys to go back and watch some of the content that I have made over the past year. I've got some great retrospectives and I've got more on the way. Why has it taken me so long to actually get more content out? Well, I am going to put this out there and I don't care because I'm pretty upset about it. Well, 2.5 months ago, I had decided that in order to help keep the lights on and keep the roof over my head, I had to go get a regular day job. And in getting that regular day job, I was actually creating YouTube content for another content creator who owns a wholesale business and treats all of his employees like garbage, human garbage, with a 75% turnover rate, you know, for people who just constantly in and out the door. And I've had enough. And I'm telling you guys now, I'm putting my 2 weeks in on Monday. And so because of it, more Transformers content is finally coming back. I'm really going to get the ball rolling for more stuff down the road. And I am so excited to get it all done for you guys because you're going to see a lot more coming out of this channel. But with that, I need your help and your support to keep the lights on and keep the roof over my head so I can keep producing the great Transformers content that you love. So let's get into the Transformers news. So as I said, at Singapore Comic-Con, I believe, is where everything is being handled. We have our first in-hand look at the concept art Megatron that was supposed to appear in the Bumblebee movie. So, and it's not really a first look, but it's an in-hand look. So that means that we actually get to see what the figure looks like in hand. And so we get to see these really great shots and pictures. And you know, comparing it to the Gamer edition of them and seeing Studio Series Optimus fight off against them, very, very cool. Very cool. And the alternate modes having both a tank and a jet, I think is just, fantastic. I have said this before. I think this is the Megatron that we should have gotten back in 2007, but the only thing that I have ever had an issue with this design, with this particular look, is the face. Not so much the helmet. I love the helmet, but just the face. If it was just a little bit more, I guess, streamlined. But it looks a little bit better in hand with the figure. So maybe it was the promotional pictures that didn't make it or didn't do it justice. And maybe in action, if they used this design in a live action film, this would have looked great and would have been awesome. So yeah, more of this. I definitely enjoy this quite a bit. And I think it's really awesome for fans of, not only Rise of the Beast, but live action and want to see, what would a Megatron look like had he appeared in the last two films. And I think this is awesome. Also, if you're a fan of Transformers Animated, you can already watch the episodes on Tubi, but the first episode in HD is now currently on YouTube for the world to see, to be able to watch Transformers Animated. You can already watch G1, you can already watch Prime, you can already watch Beast Wars. So it's great that all of those shows are on YouTube through Hasbro's official channel. And I see, to me, these are the things that I enjoy. Is like, I liked it with that. If you're a fan of a certain section of Transformers, you still get to, you'll be able to watch your favorite version, much more easily, because, Transformers is a franchise that continues to reboot. And I don't necessarily think that that's a great thing, but some fans, they come in during a certain point, and that's what they latch onto as their favorite version of Transformers. And so to have that all of those available to those fans is always a good thing. But onto the tidal wave of information is clearly Tidal Wave is going to be the next commander class for Transformers Legacy. We already saw in the promotional art that this was going to be the case, that they were going to do a commander class figure for him. And for myself, I was like, does he really need to be, actually not commander, I'm sorry, Titan class. Does he really need to be a Titan class figure? Wouldn't commander work better? But they're doing commander with Megatron. So with that said, does he need to be that big? Well, for some fans, they want him to be super large because of the, Transformers Armada PlayStation 2 video game, or, they look at the size of the vehicles that he transforms into and how they, like that first appearance in Transformers Armada, they try to make him look super big, but then he kind of shrunk by the time of Transformers Energon, and then of course gotten transformed into Shockfleet, or refused to call him by his US name. With that, the figure itself looks cool. Really, really cool. Especially for those who have been waiting for, and yeah, I do want to make a mention to Ben Custom Toys, who was at the Singapore Comic-Con, for he's the one who took the pictures and he's posting them online, and we could see what the figure looks like here it actually does separate into the 3 C vehicles, and then of course combines into the main one, and then of course turns into the robot. But what they've decided to do for him is he's still going to combine with the Legacy Armada Megatron, but they're going to use smaller components with the smaller pieces. So you're going to have these pieces, I think they're going to come out of the back of Tidal Wave, and you're going to be able to combine it with Armada, Megatron, and you're going to get this, combined form. And I'm all right with that. I can understand the disappointment. I personally like the idea of Tidal Wave himself transforming and combining, instead of just pieces of him come off and combine with Armada Megatron. But I guess they did that so that you can still display Tidal Wave next to Megatron and still have Megatron be all completely powered up. And that works, but we also know that they are going to do the repaint for Armada Megatron in the Power Links colors, aka Galvatron, which I personally like the idea that the Energon rebirth is Galvatron through the whole series, and because that's the way that Micron Legend did it, is that Galvatron was not Galvatron until Super Link in Japan, but in the US he went from Megatron to Galvatron to Megatron again to Galvatron again to Megatron again to Galvatron again. It's confusing. And so I think the Micron Legend to Super Link way of looking at it is the better way of handling it. So that's just my own personal opinion. So, and in robot mode, wow, he's so massive. He's huge. And I don't necessarily want one this big. In fact, I actually sold my Takara Micron Legend Shockwave, the purple Tidal Wave figure, back at TFCon, knowing that there would be Armada fans who wanted more of that. But do I really want this in my collection? Here's the thing. I think that there are people who are going to see this, whether they're Armada fans or not. They're going to look at this and go, wow, he is awesome looking. very awesome looking figure. Like, it really does like blow my mind that they went into this much detail for this character. I think even more so than Metroplex, or Cybertron, Metroplex figure. That figure looked, was really nice looking, but I think Tidal Wave looks a lot better. And to have a Decepticon, we haven't had Decepticon, Commander class figures, but still, I think that's exciting news, at least for Armada fans. But I think it's also exciting for any Transformers fan who wants that big Tidal Wave. Even if they're not a big fan of Armada, Tidal Wave is a great looking character. I still want Demolisher. That is the one Armada character that I want in my collection. I want Demolisher, specifically the Armada version, because I like that anti-aircraft tank. And I liked his character. I thought his design was cool. I just think the toy was executed very, very toyish in robot mode, but the character I actually really enjoyed, so I would be very eager to see what they do for him in Legacy. We'll see where they go with that. Also exciting to see the first wave of Legacy United from Chase and Bumblebee and all of them. Windblade and Chase are on my list of 2 figures that I want out of the deluxes. I could do without the Bumblebee, and I can do without the animated, Optimus. That's just my own personal thing and what I want for my own collection. But I think it's great for anybody who is a fan of any of these series. Still, I want Armada. I want that Windblade in my collection, and I can't wait to see what happens when they do with Slipstream. But the icing on the cake for me, the figure that I know that I asked Hasbro for directly during a roundtable discussion was Origin Wheeljack. I wanted to see that original vehicle mode, have the Origins Bumblebee be able to slide in, and I would have loved to have seen the whole, even has the fire shield and everything, and still create a reasonable robot mode. Well, we got our wish, guys. What I directly asked Hasbro for, it took them a while, but they did it, and they did it well. It looks awesome. He has the spinners there on the front of him because that's what he used to cut through fire. The Origins Bumblebee will be able to slide into his back, just like in episode 1, and he'll even have, at least as far as I can tell, the fire shield. So that is actually going to come up too somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know where, but it looks so good. I know some people are going to look at the legs and look at certain parts and say, "Oh, it doesn't look right" or whatever. Look, it's a convincing Wheeljack figure. He's got his blaster. He's got everything he needs there, and blew me away, guys. This thing blew me away. I was just like, yes, yes, yes. I want this figure in my collection. I still need to get Jazz. Jazz, I tried to get. I did not find him at my local Targets. And so I would have loved to have gotten my hands on Jazz, but Wheeljack is a definite must for me. Because those are the ones that actually appeared in episode 1 and actually transformed into their Cybertronian modes, which is why having Nacelle and having Hotlink and having Bitstream and Sunstorm are like a must for a lot of people, even in that Siege, old Tetrajet mode. But Nacelle, I think, was recalled, at least for some of the weird things that were going on with the plastic. But here, I'm actually very, very excited to, for this figure, like this Origins Wheeljack figure. Just wow. I am curious to know, what line is he going to be released in? Is he a Wave 2? Is he a Generation Selects? Is he a buzzworthy Bumblebee? We don't know. But this is our first look at him. And I love the head sculpt on him. I love that they were able to incorporate the robot mode the best that they could, and even gave us that really good looking van mode. And again, like I said, the Origins Bumblebee will be able to fit inside in vehicle mode. Dude, they've engineered. I wonder if the Energon pylon things that Origins Bumblebee figure came with will be able to fit inside. This is something we wanted all the way back from Siege, right? All the way back from Siege. We're looking at 2019, and I think Wheeljack actually won the fan vote, or No, he was on the fan vote. I think he was on one of the votes or whatever. And fans really wanted to know whether or not he would have his vehicle mode. And from my retrospective, even I asked that in that retrospective. So, wow, just wow. So, with that said, I want to know what you guys think about this Transformers news. Are you excited for Tidal Wave? Are you excited for Wheeljack? Are you definitely getting the Studio Series figures for for the Bumblebee movie and Rise of the Beasts? Of course, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. I have many more Transformers news, retrospectives, and more coming down the pipeline, so stay tuned for all of that. And as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.